up, y'all? I said, what's up, y'all? Look at me when I'm talking to you, bro. Nah, I'm just messing with y'all, man. This your boy Knockout Boxing 86 TV, and we in here. So check this out, bro. Before we get going on our video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, share the video, turn on your notifications, and go follow me on Twitter at KOBoxing86TV. If you got a breakdown or a prediction you want me to do, knockoutboxing86@yahoo.com is the email. And don't forget about our live show. Live shows every Wednesday and Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. Every Sunday morning with the singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. But let's get it popping. Let's get into our video. And today, we got to do our weekly fight predictions, man. We weren't able to do them last night because of our debate schedule, but I'm always going to bring fight breakdowns and fight predictions to you guys. That's been a staple of this channel. That's going to continue to be a staple of this channel, even when we have to do them by shooting them in a video. So we got a lot of predictions to get to, so let's get straight to it. First, we're going to do the DAZN card, which is Saturday night. We got Hector Flores versus Nachinga. I can't say Nachinga's first name or second name that good, but I can say his second name good enough to be able to try to do the prediction for you guys. But it's a 12-round IBF Flyweight Championship of the World. Nachinga is out of South Africa, 23 years old, 4'11" with a 67-inch reach. Then you got Hector Flores. It's hold on, his box rec say 4'11", but bro, he looked tall, bro. He looked taller than that. He looked like a big ass flyweight. So I don't know, I'm telling y'all he 4'11", but to me he looked way taller than that because he looked like a long, big-ass flyweight. I'm going to tell you that right now. But anyway, he's 10-0 with 9 knockouts. Then you got Hector Flores, 29 years old, orthodox fighter, 5'4", 65.5-inch reach out of Tijuana, 20 wins, no losses, 4 draws with 10 wins by way of knockout. He's the -250 favorite, plus 300 to get the knockout, plus 125 to get the decision. Nachinga is a plus 200 to get the win, plus 400 to get the knockout, plus 400 to get the decision. So, fighting styles, Hector Flores is a body snatcher, bro. Like, he fought Jay Harris. He fought Jay Harris, which is his most notable win. He has the best win out of the two, with Jay Harris being that name. But, bro, he went in there and he broke Jay Harris down. And I picked that fight, and I told y'all he was going to break Jay Harris down because he's a body snatcher, fam. He's a body snatcher. He'll throw in between your shots. Very methodical, very hard to deter, extremely durable. Your quintessential pressure fighter that may not have the best power, but if you're not in shape, and if you're vulnerable, and we'll get to that in a minute, if you're vulnerable with your conditioning, if you're vulnerable with having been hurt before, his pace, his relentlessness, and his body work are some keys to victory for him. He has nice left hooks to the body, nice straight right hand down to the body, and he never forgets to make that investment. That's a mindset for him. It's like he loved punching the body. He loved going in there to break people down, bro. That is really what he's all about. He got pretty good footwork, so he's good at cutting off the ring. He does a good job of making you fight his fight. And then he's coming off a tough fight, though. He did have a tough fight where he got a split decision victory against a guy that was 13-8, but those are two Mexican fighters, two Mexican-style fighters. He doesn't have the best defense, so I couldn't find that fight to look at it and see what actually happened in that fight, but I would be willing to bet, based on the other guy being from Mexico, based on the fact that, it was in Mexico, I bet you, you get Mexico on Mexico, anything can happen because they're going to just get in there and throw blows. But he was able to escape with the victory, and now he's fighting somebody where it's a different style than just going in there and brawling. So it's going to be, can he impose his will on the other fighter. Now, for Nachinga, he fights well behind his jab. He's a powerful puncher, 10-0 with 9 knockouts, right? Fast hands. He got to be careful because he leans over his front foot a lot. When he's trying to press you forward off of that jab, he gets off balance and then boom. You can see that he's over his front foot, wide open for uppercuts, man. Wide open for uppercuts. Very good, solid boxing fundamentals. Counter punches very well, specifically with his right hand. I'm worried about his activity level. He hasn't been a very active fighter, while Hector Flores has stayed active, stayed sharp, taking on fights. The issue here is this. I think it's a very evenly matched fight. I think that Nachinga can win the fight, but I think he needs a knockout to do it against a guy that's proven to be extremely durable. The fight is in Mexico, y'all, because this is really Basically, the whole card is about Juan Francisco Estrada getting a tune-up fight in before he goes to fight Chocolatito for their trilogy. The fight is in Mexico. Hector Flores is from Mexico. It's a championship fight in Mexico, and Nachinga is the out-of-town foreigner. He needs a knockout to win. And Nachinga has been hurt and looked vulnerable several times that I've seen. And it's something about a Mexican fighter fighting in Mexico to where, with the crowd, with how Hector Flores fights, I think Nachinga is a good boxer. I think he got good fundamentals, but I don't know if he's on that level to keep Hector Flores from forcing a firefight. You know what I mean? I don't know if he has the type of skills and the type of mental focus, mental fortitude, and the steadfastness to keep Hector Flores from turning it into a dogfight. And I think with it being in Mexico, if the fight is very close, as I anticipate it to be, I don't see how Nachinga can escape with a decision victory. So on Hector Flores' side, I can see him breaking down Nachinga and stopping him late. And I can see him in a way, finding a way to a decision in a competitive fight. So y'all know how we do. I think Flores has more ways to win, so I'm picking Hector Flores to win this fight by decision. I think it'll be unanimous decision where the fight starts off very competitive, but I expect the body punching, the activity, the relentlessness, the determination of Hector Flores to shine through in the later rounds, and I think he wins this fight, going away where the fight was competitive close, and then he takes 4 of the last 5 rounds, 4 of the last 6 rounds, 3 of the last 4 rounds, something like that, to kind of pull away and win a decision, 115, 113, 116, 112 is kind of what I'm thinking. Main event, Juan Francisco Estrada versus Argi Cortes, 12-round, 115-pound fight for Estrada's. I don't know if they're fighting for, because Estrada had to drop the WBA, so he still has a WBC franchise. I don't know if that's on the line, because it don't say it on BoxRec. So it is a 12-round fight, so it might be on the line, but it might just be a 12-round fight, because again, we know who Juan Francisco Estrada is as a fighter. He's a minus 1,600 favorite. Minus 150 to get the KO, plus 135 to go to decision. Argi's Cortez is a plus 750 to win, plus 1,600 to get the KO, plus 1,400 to get the decision. Cortez is the orthodox fighter out of Mexico, 27 years old, with 22 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, with 10 wins by way of knockout. Then you got Juan Francisco Estrada, 32 years old, orthodox fighter, 5'4", 66-inch reach, fighting out of Mexico, Hermosillo, and the fight is in Hermosillo, Mexico, just so y'all know, in his hometown. 42 wins, 3 losses, and he's the who's who at the 115-pound division, for the lower weight classes. Bro, he done fought everybody, done beat everybody that he's ever been in the ring with. Even though he has 3 losses, he done went back and fought rematches and avenged those losses. Just a phenomenal fighter down there at 115 pounds. Good counter puncher, high work rate, top flight experience. You ain't finna get in there and show him nothing he ain't seen in the ring before. And he's just a quintessential professional. He ain't gonna pop up off your screen. He ain't got the flashy skills and eye-catching stuff that you see from a Jesse Bam Rodriguez. His hands don't flow as fluently as Chocolatito with his pressure and combination punching, but Juan Francisco Estrada has just always been steady, bro. And then you got Argi Cortez. He looks to counter. The reflex and the hand speed, he ain't got him to compete in this fight, bro. This is his first 12-round fight. How your first 12-round fight is against one of the legends at 115 pounds, bro? He a tune-up, bro. His last 3 fights, the fighter was 14-6, 16-14, and then 8-5. This will watch Juan Francisco Estrada, possible stoppage in the fight, 12 rounds. Argi Cortez ain't never went 12 rounds. So even if he's tough, I just don't see how you are going to last 12 rounds with all the things that Estrada brings to the table. Now, Estrada has slowed down a lot. Some, I should say. He has been in a lot of wars. He doesn't have the best defense. But I think his counter-punching, his work rate, his experience, the different angles that he takes to get his punches off, I think he might overwhelm Argi Cortez, who's just a very basic fighter and really not as good as anybody, that Juan Francisco Estrada has fought since becoming that dude. So I got Juan Francisco Estrada in that one, pretty easy. All right, next we're going to the PBC. These fights are all on Sunday on the Luis King Kong Ortiz and Andy Ruiz pay-per-view. We got Saleem versus Mike Plania, 122-pound, 10-round fight. Saleem is minus 400 to get the win. Plania is plus 300. Plania is out of the Philippines, 25 years old, Orthodox fighter, 5'5.5", 65.5-inch reach, 26 wins, 1 loss, 13 wins by way of knockout. Saleem, 32 years old, Orthodox fighter, 5'6", 68.5-inch reach, out of Michigan, 19 wins, no losses, 12 wins by way of knockout. Saleem is coming off a fight against Baez where he won the fight, but it was much more competitive than people thought, and he got to clean something up. He got hit with the same punch, overhand right, by Eduardo Baez multiple times in the fight. And I know he's strong and he's big for 118 pounds, but bruh, you can't keep getting hit with that shot. And Plania has a nice overhand right. So Saleem got to shore that up. You know what I'm saying? He got to tighten that up. And he got to do his thing, bro. He got to get better with that shit. But he's an awkward fighter. You know, he'll throw punches from different angles. He nice left hook to the body. But real awkward style where, you know, you can't quite get a beat on him. Always fights off rhythm, just doing stuff, throwing punches from angles and from positions that you may not expect. Nice jab. He's very athletic, extremely physically strong, but he's durable, though. He showed he was durable. I know Baez isn't the biggest puncher, and I'm talking about Eduardo, not the other brother, Eduardo Baez. But he was durable, man. He took a lot of overhand rights that you think, you know, like, bro, you going to go to sleep. But now he just walked through him, didn't even look hurt, didn't even look phased. But he got to shore up his defense. He tries to do the shoulder roll, but when he goes to back out of an exchange, he don't tuck his chin under his shoulder, chin still in the air, and somebody, you know, throw that right hand, overhand right over that shoulder roll he trying to do, then boom, they connect on it. For Plania, man, he can be he real tricky, bro. And that's why I'm saying Allem got to watch out, because this guy Plania, man, he can fight, and he real tricky. He'll lull your ass to sleep. Then explode with some shit, like a lot of these new generation Filipino fighters do, because they get that shit from Manny Pacquiao. Just exploding with shots, jumping in with shots. That's how Plania get down. Lull you to sleep, nice jab, carries his left hand low, he'll stab the jab to the body, but he ain't really trying to work your body. He ain't trying to press you like the last fighter we talked about, Hector Flores, and just beat your body up. That ain't what Plania trying to do. Plania trying to throw that jab down to the body to bring your hands down and come with that overhand right. That's going to be a huge key to this fight. If Saleem has not fixed those defensive deficiencies, then Plania could be a problem for him. And he beat Josh Greer. He's a good fighter, bro. This is a good test for Saleem. I'm going to say that he passes it with flying colors, outboxes Plania. I can't pick Plania to get stopped. He's never been stopped before. He's an extremely confident, extremely prideful fighter. But I do think Saleem is going to have a better work rate. I think he has a better variety of punches. And I think he's going to rely on his physical strength to kind of push Plania back, take the center of the ring, and try to put Plania on his back foot, because neither one of these fighters is as effective as, you know, the elite of the elites fighting off the back foot. They both show weaknesses fighting off the back foot. So for Plania and Allem, it's going to be about who can take the center of the ring, establish their jab, press forward, and kind of take control and show good ring generalship to get their way to the victory. So I got Saleem. I'm going to pick him by decision, because somebody going to have to knock Plania out before I can believe he's going to get knocked out. Joey Spencer versus Kelvin Salgado. 10-round, 154-pound fight. Salgado is a plus 350 underdog, plus 850 to get the KO, plus 650 for the fight to go for a decision for Salgado. Joey Spencer's minus 500, plus 275 for the knockout, minus 165 to get the decision. Spencer's 22 years old, Orthodox fighter, 5'10", 70-inch reach, fighting out of Michigan, 15 wins with no losses, 10 wins by way of knockout. Then you got Salgado, 24 years old, Orthodox fighter, 5'11", fighting out of Mexico City, 14-0-1 with 9 knockouts. That one draw he got, I felt like Brian Perella put it on his ass and really outboxed him, but he got the decision in the fight. Now, Salgado is your quintessential aggressive pressure fighter, but he struggles with moving and boxing skills, but he's looking to throw hooks and body work, and has pretty good hand speed, not the best hand speed, definitely not on the level of Joey Spencer, but when Brian Perella was just moving and showing lateral movement and stopping and pop shotting him, he struggled with that, bro. He struggled to cut off the ring a lot in that fight. So if he gonna have a shot against Joey Spencer, he gotta cut off the ring. If you Joey Spencer, very fast hands, very good power, multiple time amateur national champion. He's one of these fighters, he relies on his reflexes, bro. He really believes in his hand speed. He really believes in his athleticism. He really believes in his counter-punching ability. He's another one of these shoulder rollers, though, man. And he can get caught with shots in between the shoulder roll. But when he got it working, the shoulder roll, counter uppercut, the pull back, right straight counter, nice check hook to exit out of exchanges. Just Joey Spencer does some good things in the ring. This is a step up in competition for him. I want to see what he does with a serviceable pressure fighter. Joey Spencer should have the tools to take care of business, outbox Salgado, and maybe even start pushing him back. But I expect to see him counter-punching, pop-shotting, boxing, using a little lateral movement to get this fight to the center of the ring. If this fight takes place in the center of the ring and it's a boxing match, Joey Spencer wins going away. If this fight takes place to where Salgado is making him uncomfortable, getting him to the ropes, getting him into corners, getting it to where Joey Spencer can't move or Joey Spencer decides not to move, that's where the chances open up for Salgado. But I believe Joey Spencer is going to get the job done and get a victory, a unanimous decision. Next fight, 10-round, 126-pound fight, Abner Mares versus Miguel Flores. Even odds for Mares to get the decision, plus 330 for him to get the knockout, minus 220 for him to get the victory altogether. Miguel Flores is a plus 180 to win the fight and a plus 400 to get the knockout. Flores, 30 years old, Orthodox fighter, 5'8", 69-inch reach out of Mexico, 25 wins, 4 losses, 12 wins by way of knockout. Abner Mares, 36 years old, Orthodox fighter, 5'5.5", 66-inch reach out of Guadalajara, 31 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw, 15 wins by way of knockout, and he's been knocked out 1 time. Mares is a 3-division champion, like a 4-time champion. I think he's a 4-time champion in 3 divisions. And he looking for a war, bro. He looking for a war. Flat feet he has. He's a combination puncher. He gets caught in between shots. 4-year layoff. He ain't fought since 2018. 4-year layoff. But he'll slip now. He got some skills to where he's a pressure fighter that'll go to war at the high level with good offensive skills. So good work rate, good slips and hooks to the body. Intangibles like being relentless, being tough. Anybody that's coming back after 2 detached eye injuries, bro, 2 detached retinas, and you still coming back to fight, like, he tough as nails, bro, is Abner Mares. Now, Miguel Flores is aggressive with no defense, hooks, and I question his chin because he's already been knocked out a few times, man. Really there to be an opponent, but Abner Mares' long-ass layoff and the injuries that he's overcoming with the detached retinas and shit, that's why he ain't a bigger favorite. So I know this fight gonna be a war, and they both probably gonna get hit because neither one of them have much defense. And the experience of Abner Mares is one thing, and you want to be like, look, man, he's a 3-division champion. He the dude that's fought Leo Santa Cruz twice, and it's really up there in terms of experience. But then it's the 4-year layoff that's going against. So you're like, man, will we get any version close to what we've seen, as the best of Abner Mares? So that's a tough call right there, bro. Because y'all know I don't like picking people with long ass. Like 4 years, bro? 4 years? I got to go with Miguel Flores in this fight. And I don't think Miguel Flores is very good, bro. I got to go with Miguel Flores in this fight to get his ass whooped by Abner Mares. That's what I'm going with. Miguel Flores just ain't good, bro. He not good. And as long as Abner Mares is anything, like, if he 80% of himself, 90% of himself, he should win this fight. And then you look at the name recognition. If the fight is close, PBC can put Abner Mares in another fight with one of their young, hungry lions. They can put him in the fight with him and kind of see, like, if they can give his name to somebody else. They not setting up this fight to give Miguel Flores Abner Mares' name on the resume. This is a setup fight for Abner Mares to get a tune-up and get a fight in before a bigger, more difficult fight and to see how he looks. If he looks horrible and gets his ass whooped, then cool. But Miguel Flores, man, I don't know. I can't pick him to win the fight if I think the other person got a chance. I think Abner Mares got a chance, bro. Miguel Flores, he's just basic, and his defense, he's never been as good as Abner Mares, bro. So I'm going to trust on Abner Mares that he had a good camp. I'm going to trust with all his experience that he knows what it takes to go in the ring and get the job done. And so I got Abner Mares in this fight. Then we got Jose Valenzuela versus Edwin de los Santos. Valenzuela was supposed to fight Jezreel Corrales, but that fight got canceled. And in steps Edwin de los Santos. And let me tell y'all, this is a better fight. Sometimes in boxing you get lucky to where the replacement opponent is better than the opponent that was scheduled to fight. Sergey Lipinets was a better opponent. This sounds crazy. He was a better opponent and a better fighter than Adrian Broner, which is what made the Omar Figueroa fight a better fight. I think if Adrian Broner was in the fight with Omar Figueroa, it would not have been as fan-friendly as that fight turned out to be. Now, I don't have odds for this fight because this is a last-minute replacement, but De Los Santos is 14 wins, 1 loss, 13 wins by way of knockout, and he was discovered by the same guy that discovered Manny Pacquiao, I believe, if memory serves me correctly. So he's a talent, bro, at 22 years old. Jose Valenzuela, 23 years old, orthodox, 5'10", 70-inch reach out of Sinaloa, 12 wins, no losses with 8 wins by way of knockout. Edwin de los Santos is coming as a southpaw, counterpuncher. He got good feet. He got good athleticism. He does exit exchanges the same way, and he was beat, once in his career on the ShoBox card, but he bounced back and knocked out another undefeated fighter in like the first or second round on the next ShoBox card. So Showtime, they like him, bro. They like him, and so they didn't really want this fight for Jose Valenzuela, but Jose Valenzuela got great volume, good power, great punch variety, looks to counter you with the shoulder roll and counter back with uppercuts specifically. He's defensively responsible while being very aggressive. I think Edwin de los Santos is going to provide a tough test for Jose Valenzuela. But I think Jose Valenzuela, his body work, his self-belief, his punching power, I saw De Los Santos have a tough time and lose a fight to a fighter that's not nearly as good as Jose Valenzuela. So I think it may take some time to adjust, but Edwin De Los Santos is going to be in for a long night with Jose Valenzuela. I think the fight will be competitive early. I think they're still allowing him to fight 10 rounds. I expect for it to take 3 or 4 rounds for Jose Valenzuela to get accustomed to him. Then I think he turn up on him. Now, he could always start you with one shot, as we saw in his last fight, but I think the stoppage will probably come late if it does come. I'm going to pick the stoppage in this fight because Valenzuela been on a roll. He's been looking better and better. And I think he's going to make the statement with a stoppage somewhere between the 6th round and the 8th round, man. I think it's going to take him a little bit more time because De Los Santos is one of those guys where, he only 22 years old, bro. He ain't trying to be no opponent for nobody. He taking this fight because he feel like he can win. And, bro, he got a shot with his nice straight left hand and his right hook. If he get his jab rolling with his athleticism and he's able to connect consistently on Jose Valenzuela, and he's careful how he exits exchanges, because when he exits exchanges, he tries to exit, he exits tall. Whether he's trying to pivot out with his check hook, he exiting up real tall. Whether he's trying to bag up, he's exiting out real tall and pulling back. And Valenzuela catch you in the middle of that shit. You could go night-night. So I'm going to pick Jose Valenzuela in this fight. I'm going to say he gets a knockout between round 6 and round 8. Next we got Isaac Pitbull Cruz versus Eduardo Ramirez, 12-round, 135-pound fight. Cruz is a minus 750 favorite, plus 160 to get the decision. Minus 125 to get the knockout. 5'4", 63-inch reach out of Mexico. 24 years old, orthodox fighter. 23 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, with 16 wins by way of knockout. Eduardo Ramirez is a southpaw fighter, 5'6", 70-inch reach out of Sinaloa. 29 years old, plus 475 to get the victory, plus 1100 to get the knockout, plus 750 to get the decision. 27 wins, 2 losses, 3 draws, with 12 wins by way of knockout. Eduardo Ramirez has a nice straight left hand, nice right hook, good boxing skills. His defense is questionable, but his feet are pretty good. He looks to box. He can box you off the back foot. He can get aggressive with you. He's a good fighter, good world-class fighter. And then we know what Isaac Pitbull Cruz brings to the table. Like his name is Pitbull, and that's a perfect name for him. He's short, he's stout, he's durable. He's coming home. He's coming forward behind a peekaboo high guard, and he's trying to throw left hooks and overhand rights with mean intentions. He will work off his power jab sometimes, but he's really looking to mentally and physically drain you with the amount of pressure that he put. Like, he does not stop coming. And he got a chin of granite, right? So the question boils down to, does Eduardo Ramirez box good enough? Is he good enough of a boxer to be able to beat Isaac Pitbull Cruz while being on his bike all goddamn night? Or is he powerful enough to stand and trade with Isaac Pitbull Cruz in a dogfight and hurt him and push him back? The answers, in my opinion, to both of those questions are no. I'm going with Isaac Pitbull Cruz to win this fight. I think Eduardo Ramirez is going to come to a point where he will try to stand and trade. He's going to come to a point where he will just go ahead and let it be a firefight, and I think that's what's going to get him knocked out in this 12-round, 135-pound fight. I got Isaac Pitbull Cruz with that type of power, that fight-changing power that he's showing lately in his fights, man. I got his aggressiveness and his relentlessness and his power just being too much for Eduardo Ramirez. So we're going with Isaac Pitbull Cruz, stoppage, probably somewhere mid to late rounds, between round 6 and round 9 is what I'm going to go with. Last but not least, Andy Ruiz Jr. This is the one y'all came here for, versus Luis King Kong Ortiz, bro. This one a goodie, man. 12-round heavyweight fight. Andy Ruiz Jr. Is 32 years old, 6'2", with a 74-inch reach, fighting out of Cali, and he's an orthodox fighter. He is minus 360 to get the victory, minus 145 to get the knockout, plus 250 to get the decision. Then you got Luis King Kong Ortiz, 43 years old, fighting out of Cuba, southpaw fighter, 6'4", 78-inch reach, 33 wins, only 2 losses, 28 wins by way of knockout, and he's been knocked out 2 times. Plus 260 to get the victory, plus 550 to get the knockout, and plus 650 to get the decision. Let me tell y'all something. I think the odds is all wrong in this fight, and I could be totally wrong. Andy Ruiz Jr. has very fast hands. He's a good combination puncher, and he can jump in with shots on you that you don't see. But he's been outboxed by Joshua in their second fight, and other times in Areola outboxed him for spots. He's been down multiple times, but he always gets up and recovers, and he's proven to be very durable. But there's one key point that not a lot of people are making. I know some people have, but Andy Ruiz Jr. has never fought a southpaw before in his entire professional career. Luis King Kong Ortiz is a southpaw, and he's fought many orthodox fighters. And Andy Ruiz Jr. is at a 4-inch arm reach disadvantage. That's significant because he's going to have to close the distance and get in on Luis King Kong Ortiz. Well, Luis King Kong Ortiz is very educated with counter-punching with that left hand, nice jab, huge power, whether it's his left uppercut, his straight left, right hook, just powerful fighter, bro. So the question becomes, can Andy Ruiz box well enough and do well enough to close the distance on Luis King Kong Ortiz without getting hit? And can he do it well enough to where, and does he have a good enough chin that if he does get hit, he can weather the storm? For Luis King Kong Ortiz against Charles Martin, once he got rapid punch in the back of the head, and he got it put down, you know what I'm saying, then he got up, his legs was never the same. So Father Time is undefeated. With Luis King Kong Ortiz, you have to wonder, is this the fight that Father Time catches up? And it ain't the one that you wanted to catch up with, because with Andy Ruiz's combination punching and his power, that could spell disaster for Luis King Kong Ortiz. But if you just want to go off of boxing skills, Luis King Kong Ortiz has been winning every fight that he was in. I'm going to say that again. Luis King Kong Ortiz has been winning every fight that he has ever been in professionally. He was outboxing in both of his losses where he lost by knockout to Deontay Wilder. He was outboxing Deontay Wilder both times. in both fights. Deontay Wilder just did a good job setting up his right hand, and once he hits you, we all know what it is, bro. The only person to ever recover from that and get up and go on to win the fight is Tyson Fury. So, and Luis Ortiz is very aggressive. He looking to press on you, to jab you, to counter you. Boom. He looking for that. No doubt about it, right? So, can Andy Ruiz Jr. close the distance effectively? I think he get caught. I think that Luis King Kong Ortiz, the main thing is the experience. Like, I don't give a damn if he's 43 years old. I don't give a damn if he lost his legs in that fight against Charles Martin. Like, a couple of them punches was rapid punches. Sometimes once you lose your equilibrium in the fight, that shit just goes. And Luis King Kong Ortiz is proven to be a warrior. He got knocked out by Wilder, took a second fight with Wilder, and was just as aggressive, boxed the same way. Like, he let his testicles hang, bro. Like, he ain't ducking no phase. So you gonna have to show me with him, bro, is what I'm saying. Like, the fact that Andy Ruiz ain't never fought a southpaw, so he's not used to the angles. He's not used to how you have to place your feet to get off that straight right hand that he got, to put yourself in position to land that left hook. A lot of the angles are so different for him that I think he's gonna find it hard to deal with Luis King Kong Ortiz. And I think he's gonna get stopped somewhere in the middle of the fight, bro. And I know Andy Ruiz has been durable, but he's been hurt multiple times and put down multiple times. But Luis King Kong Ortiz is a very good finisher. Luis King Kong Ortiz hits extremely hard, bro. And he's a better boxer than a lot of the guys that Andy Ruiz has fought. As a matter of fact, he's not as physically strong and gifted as Anthony Joshua, but he's a better boxer. He has better boxing skills than Anthony Joshua. So Anthony Joshua outboxed Andy Ruiz thoroughly in their second fight. I think Luis King Kong Ortiz can do the same thing on his way to a stoppage, bro. I got him stoppage between round 6 and round 8. Appreciate y'all watching, man. That's all I picked for this week. We'll get back to doing them on the live streams as the debate schedule permits it. But hope y'all enjoy the fights this weekend. Subscribe to the channel. Share the video. Let me know who you picking in these fights. I appreciate y'all watching. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. And with that, we out of here. Peace, y'all.